Playthrough 1 sure was fun. Now let's do Playthrough 2. Do we get the opening cinematic again? I forget.
See you next time.
Guess not. That's fine.
Welcome to Firestone. I am CL4PTP. You may call me by my locally designated name, Claptrap. Before continuing, please accept this Echo communication device and heads-up display, provided free of charge by the Doll Corporation. Great! I detected your Echo device is fully functioning. This way, please.
This is so much a far cry from what we start out with on Playthrough 1, isn't it? That Jacob's Junker that Mordecai starts out with on Playthrough 1, and here I'm starting Playthrough 2 with a Torg Cobra. Corrosive Equalizer, Swift Masher, a well-rounded bladed Hyperion machine pistol. Doesn't have the best barrel type, but being a Hyperion means it automatically makes up for it anyway by being accurate by default. And then this, I like it! Good shield. I actually like rubberized grenades. If you are one of my regulars, you already know that. If you're just tuning in, yeah, I know I'm an oddball. Hardly anybody likes rubberized grenades. And they can be unpredictable. But they're more better in Borderlands 1 than they are in Borderlands 2. In Borderlands 2, the way they function is just nonsensical. You can't rebound them off walls or anything. I'm going to scrounge all the boring stuff first before I jump on top of that. Gas station? Oh, look at that. Vault symbol discovered. Never took note of that before. No, let me get all these things that are scattered around here before I jump on top of that and open that red chest. I wonder what I'll find. This being Playthrough 2. On Playthrough 1, when I get about halfway through the game, like somewhere around Rust Commons East, let's say, I actually start to miss the arid Badlands. Just because there's something about the vibe of the arid Badlands. It's one of the longest sections of the game. But there's something about the vibe of the place. It's foreboding and yet inviting at the same time. I don't know. It's like a place to wander around and be introspective while battling frothing monsters with mouths that open sideways.
So you want me to share, huh?
Well, now that's something to find right away. Just because I like exploding things. That's the only reason I did that. I can't resist.
I'm over here! Step right up! This is the new U station! When you use this device, your DNA profile is automatically identified and stored. Please activate the new U station now.
I think I'll stick with the name Quigley for this character.
Excellent! Now that your DNA is registered, you have the best in horrific death and dismemberment insurance. Should an unfortunate fatal incident occur, your new you will appear at the nearest station. Now we can head into the peaceful town of Firestone. Right this way.
I love this Type 4 barrel on a Torg. Barrel 4 is what it's actually called. But I like to say it Type 5 when describing the part.
Are they gone? Those bandits really have it in for us claptraps. Using us as target practice is not part of our programming. And open! Yes!
Type 4 barrel on a Torg. It just looks like an anti-material rifle. But I want to really find some bigger game to test it out on. Nah, your Doomstick doesn't have any range to it.
I got one I've been saving for you.
My Masher is a more effective Doomstick than your Doomstick.
Like that?
I'm sure this won't do anything, but just out of curiosity. I had to try it, just because I never had them.
You really don't want me to come back with 9 toes. Open the door!
That was a doozy. You should open the storage device. There may be something inside to help against those bandits.
What will we find this time?
Wow! That looks like it could do some damage. Okay, let's get this gate open.
It's got the disappearing sight. And if you're just tuning in, let me illustrate what I mean by that. 1.8 power zoom.
These controls seem to be damaged.
On a repeater pistol,
I'm sure I
This is the best type of sight, in my opinion. At least it's my favorite. On a machine pistol, though, when you aim down the sights with this type of sight, notice the rail, the sights and the entire rail they're mounted on, or actually it's more like a vent rib. The rib that they're mounted on disappears. Nonsense. Also, this barrel type, which I think is a type 1, lacks a front sight, as do a lot of barrel types, which is unfortunate because it doesn't make any sense. But for gameplay purposes, at the very least, there is a rear sight that lines up with the center of your view, so it's at the very least serviceable for gameplay purposes. Good thing your paint job is fireproof. I guess it is. Smack him. Smack him with a sharp object. Speaking of sharp objects, get all the things that open and scrounge. That's more like it. Let's get some use out of Blood Wayne. I don't want him to feel left out.
Excellent. I knew you were the right choice, friend. Now go. I'll contact you again soon.
Attention, citizen of Firestone! There is no cause for alarm! This new visitor has resolved the problem!
Well, shoot, I thought I was a goner that time. Damn bandits won't leave us alone. Had to lock the place up tight. I'll let you in. Come on. Damn it. Blasted circuits are on the fritz again. Give it a go from the switch out there, would you?
Now that you've selected a mission, you will notice that a new icon has appeared on your heads-up display. That's a waypoint. The waypoint will tell you where you need to go, depending on what mission is currently active in your mission log.
Get the Z out.
Thanks for opening her up again. The name's Zed. They don't let me cut on folks anymore since I lost my license, so now I keep the med vendors around here up and running. From the vendors, you can buy all the healing you could ever want from a real doc. Thankfully, without the vault is a myth you'll get yourself killed lecture. I might not have a med school degree, but when you get shot, you'll be happy I'm here.
I'm over here!
I think we're done.
Now that we're done with all that, please follow me and I'll open the gate for you.
I've been thinking of doing Borderlands 2 Let's Play. 2 also, as well. And maybe also a Zombie Island Let's Play.
Looks like he got under Nine Toes' skin. Don't worry, he'll get what's coming to him.
You did it! I knew you were the right choice. Oh, the poor little robot needs our help. Would you kindly give him a hand?
Would you kindly?
That little robot is hurt. He isn't going to last very long without attention. Why don't you look around for something to fix him up?
I think I'm leaking!
Perhaps you could answer the question, Claptrap. Do androids dream of electric sheep?
Am I leaking?
He seems to be okay. Now is the time to get
I know
moving
he's
and play your
not
part in
technically
returning
an
to Clan.
android.
Come on, everybody! Check me out! I'm dancing!
Hey!
Thank you for visiting Fire.
Nice. A good battle. This is the more appropriate weapon.
That ought to do it. I'll see you in a few.
Oh, here's another chance to illustrate a thing. Remember the disappearing sights I mentioned before with the 1.8 power zoom? That technically there shouldn't be any zoom at all? My favorite type of sights on a repeater. And I almost always favor machine pistols over repeaters. Oftentimes, the only repeaters I find that I really like are made by Hyperion or Atlas. Or Torg. But still, more often than not, I find myself using machine pistols instead of repeaters. Machine pistols and revolvers. If you've watched Playthru-1, I have to warn you, I will probably sound like I'm repeating myself with some details, but the reason for that is because I'm not assuming that you, the viewer, have watched
You need something?
my Playthru-1 LP or Lima Papa. I use NATO phonetic nomenclature sometimes because I like tall guns.
You got what you need, now scram.
Ooh, but check me out.
Compared to the level 28 Cobra I had on Playthru-1, this is a drastic improvement. Let's just take a look for a moment. Oh yeah. The other one, the one I had, the level 28 Cobra I had on Playthru 1 had a fire rate of 0.8, which is unusual for a semi-auto sniper rifle. Semi-auto sniper rifles typically have a bare minimum fire rate of 1.0 by my recollection. It also had a Type 1 barrel compared to this Type 4, and a Type 1 scope, which this also is a Type 1 scope. This has a good stock. I don't remember what kind of stock my level 28 one had. And it had a 5-round mag, whereas this has a 7. So this is better in every way except having the same scope, and I think this also is built from a better material type. Oh yeah, also if you're just tuning in, Skags are armored around the head, shoulders, and back. The thoracic, well, thorax means chest. But if this was an insectoid type of creature, like a giant beetle, this would be the thorax. They're weak at the flanks, anywhere that doesn't have armor plating, and down the throat when they roar at you. Double fail. I was wondering if bandits might show up. I wanted to make one explode.
You can call me Zed. Everyone else does.
Assassin. I'm not going to buy one, but it is good to combine with a corrosive equalizer or a defiler. Good recharge rate. I'll just buy the cheapest.
Well, thanks for the help. You ought to use the machine to sell some things you don't need and buy first aid kits to use on the field. I keep the medical equipment working, more or less.
Like the shield I just bought. Things I don't need. Well, what's the resale value?
School degree, but when you get shot, you'll be happy I'm here.
6-figure resale value. Five-figure resale value on everything else except
What
the
do you want?
equalizer.
Spit it out. I keep the medical equipment working. More or less.
Get me out. Come on, get down.
You got what?
People don't yet trust you. If you're going to ever find the vault, you'll need the aid of the people. Helping Dr. Zed with his nine-toes problem is a good move.
I'm a merc for the people. A mercenary for the people. Huh. 2-for-1 sale. This is going to be too much fun. No such thing as too much fun.
Got him now!
Bathe in the meat chunks.
Kill him! Kill him now! Let's teach him a lesson! I got something for you!
He's got a revolver. Dull revolver. Let's see. Oh, that's nice. Dull shotgun. Type 3 barrel, type 4 cylinder, and a blade. This has got to be awesome. Yeah. I don't recall ever finding a dull shotgun that had a fire rate lower than 0.8, meaning that by combat shotgun standards, they generally have good handling characteristics. Torg combat shotguns, by combat shotgun standards, have even better handling characteristics, but compared to dull, throw looser patterns with the same barrel type. So if you're comparing a Torg and dull combat shotgun with the same barrel types, this is a type 3, which is probably the most well-rounded barrel type of the 5 types of barrels. They'll be evenly matched, but
Is there something you need? You can call me Zed. Everyone else does. You know what you...
the dull will be more accurate.
Need to know.
Whereas the Torg will be more powerful. And this seems to be consistently true as long as they're... Just assume that they're close to the same level. And are the same label color and are... Let's just say standard issue. As opposed to unique or legendary or whatnot. I can't wait to ram this blade into some frothing monster's ugly face. Oh. Guess there won't be a monster that gets the blade first after all. So, what's so special about a Type 4 cylinder? Well, for one, I just like the way it looks. It's unfluted and knurled, which on a Torg especially makes it look like a power tool. But yeah, hold on a second. Kinda looks like a
You!
Jacob's
One more step and it'll be your last!
coach gun as per Borderlands 2.
You should have seen the look on your face.
Or just an ordinary side-by-side with the stock cut off.
Skag, are you?
Who knows why.
No. Lucky you. I only shoot sag. Mostly, anyways.
Also, it isn't necessarily redundant to pack a shotgun and a masher, as long as they're different from each other. Like, this masher has more range, whereas the shotgun has more power and a blade. Masher has... faster following shots. Oh, yikes. Yes, this is Playthru-2. Significantly more challenging. Splash damage. spastic little gremlin. It was moving around all erratically. 2-for-1 sale. I wonder what kind of meat that is.
You're not a skag, are you? No? Now look at you. I almost shoot skag. Mostly, anyways.
You've done well. I've decided to reopen my Firestone franchise thanks to you. Head into town and buy some new gear.
Why did I just lob those grenades? And why 3 of them? Because when you buy grenades, you buy 3 at a time. What kind do I have again? Do I still have corrosive rubberized? No, I swapped them out for explosive rubberized. That's right. I didn't see the corrosive effect. I figured. Nope. I misjudged distance and timing right there. I thought that skag was going to run up closer to me before attempting to puke on my face.
Sniper without a sniper comm is just a guy with a gun. Find the comm that's right for you.
And that explains why I did what I did with the grenades. I just threw 3 of them out there.
400% more. Awesome. Also, torque doesn't make the guns out of freaking wood.
Oh, come on, let's get down. Come on, everybody. Check me out.
Nothing interesting. How? What caused so much missing?
You're not a skag, are you? No? Look at you. I only shoot skag. Mostly, anyways.
Let's see what level this mission is. 34. My two favorite scopes are the... Oh, nice. Type 2 and the Type 3. The Type 2 has an elliptical aperture and the Type 3 has a rectangular aperture. Those things hurt. I mean, they take my shield down quickly. Don't get stuck on the scenery, please. That's something that cheeses me off. Cheeses me off when I get stuck on scenery.
Woo! I heard that blast all the way over here! Bam! Time to give Nine Toes a piece of that! Woo! I'm updating your ecosystem with his location. Come and see me once you put his bits to the grinder.
Bits to the grinder. As in, taking his the chunks of his dismembered corpse and putting them in a meat grinder. Seriously? Not one pellet hit at that range with this barrel type? That's atypical. Not a single lethal strike. Or was that 3 melee strikes in a row on one enemy, and not a single one was a lethal strike, which is a skill that I have maxed out. That's what you get when you rely on chance, though. Hey. It's a double X, but a 0.0 accuracy. Being a double X means it'll blast enemies back. Well, sometimes it does. I don't know what determines that. Oh, but with that accuracy rating and the 0.4 fire rate, no, I'm not going to buy it. Would make a nifty companion to the level 40 Skull Masher I have stashed in my Underdome bank. If you watched my Playthru-1, then you already know about that.
Going up to the vault? Better arm yourself with the best.
I do like Merv grenades. Oh yeah, I have Trespass maxed out also. Another one of these bad mothers.
So angry, so dead.
Just one of those normal skags can... It seems like just butting its head against me tears down my shield. Or at least 2/3 of my shield, and it's a level 34 pangolin. No, it was worth going back just to see what was in the shop. Level 37 Merv grenades would be a good choice. But
real doctor when they got my machines and their scary needles.
Decided to hold off. I might be making use of a scavenger class mod on Playthru-2. And I might respec to Rogue at some point. you're just tuning in, you're probably noticing that my gameplay style is brutal and visceral. I figure that's why we play FPS games, right? That's why I like bladed shotguns. Even Mordy isn't thought of as a shotgunner by most people, but he is an effective shotgunner. His style of shotgunning is different from Roland's. And it's my opinion that a Ranger class mod maximizes Morty's effectiveness as a shotgunner. Mordecai, true to his style, is more of a... Yeah, there's a Ranger class mod. Hunting shotgunner, whereas Roland is a combat shotgunner. Not much to this one. I'll be on the lookout for a level 40 Jacob Sniper class mod, a level 33 or 42 Hyperion Sniper class mod, and or a level 40 SNS Ranger class mod. I missed it again. Hate that.
That hurt.
Equalizer. Just a basic model equalizer, but isn't that interesting? Playthrough 2. Not even an hour in, and I've already found a legendary. The equalizer is probably the most common legendary, but it's also one of the most universally useful.
First aid kit. You won't regret it.
I'm going to sell this one. I'm not yet ready to sell this. It'll be outmoded at level 42. Because of the interval system or tier system, whatever you want to call it. See if I can rebound. Yeah. See? That's why... Oh, did good damage. That's why rubberized grenades are actually good in Borderlands 1. Especially in confined spaces. Let's see what we find in this stash. Level 28. Would not have expected that. I thought level 31 would be the lowest level of stuff on Playthru-2.
Time to blow! Strip the flesh! More!
I like to lunge at my enemies while driving a shotgun spike down their throat.
You are about to face your first real challenge. I hope you've toughened up enough.
Don't like missing because it makes me feel like an idiot. But I don't like Type 1 scopes. See? I don't like Type 1 scopes on sniper rifles or combat rifles. Oh, a blue label. What is it? Oh, nothing special. I've already got a class mod that heals me plus riotous remedy.
Just can't carry enough bullets for your favorite gun? Sounds like you need a storage deck upgrade. Supplies limited. If you need healing, step right up.
Plus bonus riotous remedy. Gunslinger, I like that, but I like it with ammo regen. How do you pronounce that? Omnia Vincit Amor? Vincit? Or... Vincit. I don't know. I might decide to get some use out of the ladyfinger. I had half a mind to see what I could find in that one red box stash that isn't far from here before battling Nine Toes, but I think I'm well equipped enough. Jacob's Commando. Does it have ammo regen? It does. If I was co-oping with a Roland player, they would be happy right now. Yeah. The masher will serve as my shotgun. And this will be my really up close and personal thingamadoozer.
You woke the wrong dog. Ah, yeah!
Give my regards to Toe Cutter. No, don't get stuck on the scenery. Stuck on the scenery. Don't get stuck on the scenery. I keep telling you to not get stuck on the scenery, and yet you keep getting stuck on the scenery. Why do you do that? Pinky.
Not bad.
Insert Pinky into brain reference. Look how much better that is than compared to the one you get on Playthru 1. Odd that it's level 32. Being flat off, it would normally be level 37. I remember saying on Playthru 1 that the unique weapons that I didn't use on Playthru 1, I would try to remember to get some use out of on Playthru 2. Just for the sake of having done so. I won't do so with all of them. Just the ones that I really like. What's not to like about the Clipper? Ignore that sound. Probably my former roommate attempting to contact me with that Chatty Majid program. I forget what it's called. Oh, now I can illustrate yet another thing. These sites don't work right either. It's a peep sight, which you'd think would be awesome. But you aim over the peep instead of through it. Fast reload. That would be my choice of all these repeaters if I were going to choose one to keep and actually use, but I already explained why I'm not going to. I've got machine pistols and revolvers and whatnot. Also, I'm kind of an odd bird. In more ways than one, which you've probably already figured. I mean, even if you're just tuning in, you've probably already figured that out. But I mean in the sense that...
That was the first
Hold on.
step on your journey. You must listen. Who I am is not important. The first thing you must know, the vault is real. People will mislead you. They will try to use you, and you cannot be swayed in your purpose. The vault is here, and we will find it. This world is full of dangers. Steel yourself and go. I'll be watching.
So what was I saying? Oh yeah. Most people, I mean most Borderlands players, or maybe even FPS players in general, but especially in this game, they want to have a scope on everything. Whereas I prefer iron sights, even on high accuracy weapons. I can score long-range shots with iron sights. In fact, I enjoy that because it's like safari sport. And I have somewhat of a Teddy Roosevelt philosophy. See, a Hyperion machine pistol, comparably parted, could have made all of those shots that missed. Move! Ugh. For the love of spam! Bunny hop. I don't like the fact that I'm having to bunny hop. Oh, wow. This sure is Playthru-2, isn't it? I might be sticking with Survivor. For some time yet. How did that miss? Oh, see? It looks like I don't know what I'm doing, but I actually do. I just... My hands are getting sweaty. I strafed that. See? Once again, I'm strafing and it's not having any effect.
Feel it!
Phew. Don't like that kind of disappointment. When my blade, in accordance to what I'm seeing with my own eyes on my own screen, it looks like the blade of my weapon is making contact with the enemy, yet it's not yielding the expected effect, which makes me feel let down, and that cheeses me off. Move! Oh! Once again, every single time so far that my shield has been taken down by one of these skags, it's because I've gotten stuck on the ceiling. Or because I strafed, but somehow the lunging attack see? It did. Ah, almost happened again. It's like the creature doesn't even have to come in contact with me to hurt me. It lands next to me. And it has the same effect as if the weight of its entire body was thrust upon me. Also, I think I've gotten enough use out of this. Now I'll switch back to my preferred Hyperion. Preferred for its accuracy. That would have been so awesome if I pulled that off. Oh, also, something that makes this Hyperion machine pistol especially awesome is it has a 26 round mag when they usually have 16 or 18 round mags. Who wants a 16 or 18 round mag in a machine pistol? What's the matter? You forget how to die? Listen to how many times I have to press the melee key in between swipes. Hey, it's a 28. Give me a 37. Or level 31 SNS at the very least. Still, that's not bad. That's not a bad Vlad. It has the rarer material type. Type 4 barrel. I think this is a type, I want to say type 3 receiver. I like type 4 barrels on machine guns. The most powerful barrel type. Type 5 is the most accurate. Type 4 is the third most accurate and is also the most powerful. So for a machine gun, Type 4 barrel is, I would say, the best. Plus it just looks... It's the meanest looking barrel type also. And this one has a 72 round mag. Which puts it on par with S&S. An S&S with this barrel type, you could make this shot with a few bursts. Type 3 barrel is more accurate than a Type 4, whereas the Type 4 is more powerful and looks cooler and meaner. I guess the Type 3 you could say is more well-rounded, the most well-rounded machine gun barrel because it's the second most accurate and the third most powerful. I don't know, that's debatable. Which do you want? Just a bit more accuracy or just a bit more power? I know I said I would get some use out of the lady finger, but I like this better.
You like that?
First aid kit. You won't regret it.
Got some use out of those. How much time? 129. I really have to find a way to not do that anymore. That's getting on my nerves. I dodged her bullwhip tongue at least the first time. Really? I would enjoy a no-scope version of this.
Hey, newcomer. I've been looking for you.
There should be a bandit, since Nine Toes is an homage, or at least his name is an homage to the toe cutter from the original Mad Max. There should be a Bubba Zanetti, a character with a name that sounds like that, but different. And maybe also Johnny the Boy.
Well, I'll be damned. You killed Nine Toes. You should give me a drink to celebrate sometime. Might want to check out the bounty board and see if anyone else has a job for you. I might not have a school degree, but when you get shot, you'll be happy I'm here.
Level 34 Torg. That's unusual. Torg at this level would ordinarily be 37.
I think we're done here.
Ordinarily.
Hyperion, what good is a gun that doesn't shoot where you point? Get a gun that's as accurate as you are.
43 is a bit of a ways off yet. I don't need to plan that far ahead.
Wow, you're not dead?
Another day, another kill.
Hi.
Out for blood. Oh, wait, that's right. I swapped out all my riotous remedy points so I could get trespass. And I did that because my survivor class mod has health regen anyway. But I am going to go for out for blood. Once I have that, I'll probably...
You the one killing all the crap when people ask? The catch a ride near Firestone is more busted than my mama's girl parts. Real appreciate you taking a poke at that. The system, not my mom. Damn skag man, know what I'm saying?
Probably will use something like sniper or ranger. Oh, yeah. Chunks fly high. Double anarchy. Why do you need a scope on a double anarchy?
Hey now, you ever need anything? Anything at all?
2 more levels and I will be able to use the Skull Master. I want to use this some more. What went wrong there? Was there a grenade? I bet I know what happened. That might have been a flat-off proximity mine. I saw him hurl what had to have been a grenade, but I assumed that I had dodged it, and it ended up somewhere other than in my general direction.
You don't need to be a better shot. You just need to shoot more bullets.
Everybody, check me out. I'm dancing.
If I'm going to use a double anarchy, I want it to be, at this point, either a level 34 doll or a 37 Torg. Level 36 mission. That should be within acceptable bounds. I should have an electric for this.
closer you
Yes.
go to an enemy, the more dangerous they will be. If you see a skull, you better get out of there fast.
S&S machine gun. I hope I can get that. Most likely at level 31. Well, he's... Yeah. It'll be a 31. Maybe that torque shield with the fast recharge rate would have been a good purchase. I guess an electric wasn't necessary. I didn't know how resistant his shield would be on Playthru 2, resistant to explosivo enemies. What? Oh, okay, that I'm tired of that. I know it's because I'm trying to shoot while taking shots, and it's throwing off my aim, but... I still find it annoying. I didn't use the bone shredder on Playthru 1. 4.9 fire rate. Good barrel, type 3. Good stock, don't know what type it is. Standard receiver, type 2. It's the most basic for a machine gun, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Now when I say basic, I mean common. I like this rectangular aperture. I like all the rectangle scopes. Typically, I don't like scopes on shotguns. But the only type of scope I'll accept, or the only type of scope I kind of like on a shotgun is the rectangular one, which I think is a type 3. And I only like that if the shotgun has a type 5 barrel and is preferably a Hyperion. Angry Death, Red Death, Crimson Death. A Red Death is made out of the red material type. Crimson, made out of the crimson material type. Speaking of which, the red material type...
It's time for my pound of flesh!
It's technically red and gray. See that trespass? Oh, that's right. I wouldn't have even needed an electric to break Bonehead's shield anyway because I have trespass.
Greetings, traveler! New missions are available at the Firestone Bounty Board.
Only one gun shoot more lightning than the next leading competitor.
These look like they're built from almost the same component types. They have different bodies. Cylinders look the same, and the barrels are the same. Type 5 barrel.
The best defense is not a good offense, it's a good defense. So get yourself a shield.
This would be so awesome if it had a better fire rate. The next step up is 7.6. An SNS can have a fire rate as low as 4.5. The most common ones have 4.9. I won't accept anything below 7.6 on an SNS.
The SNS philosophy is tech plus ammo capacity equals I win.
SNS machine guns are otherwise generally the most well-rounded. And also the most accurate.
Look at you, bro.
Not too drastically impressive. That's unusual. A level 33 Tedior. It's on a Hyperion tier. Well, I got some use out of it, just like I said I would.
Buy an Atlas, and you too can see what it feels like to hold the power of the gods in your hands.
I use the Underdome lobby. If you're one of my regulars, you already know this, but if you're just tuning in, I use the Underdome lobby because that's where the bank is located as my base of operations. So let's go there. Get the opening cinema out of the way. Oh, I guess it isn't going to have one.
They're heavy, accurate, and effective.
That's
Assuming
fine.
you're strong enough to hold one.
Oh, you know what I should do? I should go back to Playthru-1 and buy a lower level upgrade, a level 6, which increases it to 30. Just so I'm spending the least amount and giving myself enough space.
First aid kit. You won't regret it.
Oh, let's see if we have to watch the opening cinema to this one. Also, this is a good farming location. I'll probably farm T-Bone Junction and then call it for this section. Ah, here we go. Call it for this session, I mean.
Pandora, a planet that once knew only peace and prosperity under the fair and noble direction of the Atlas Corporation. But there were those that sought to disrupt our perfect existence. Thieves and murderers, perverts and scoundrels. The lawless garbage unleashed an unspeakable evil upon Pandora,
Eldritch
not known
abomination.
since the age of the gods. But together we shall not despair. Atlas has not forgotten you. We are returning and will restore order and security to your planet. When we arrive,
Bucket Bullshit.
I have choked on the disingenuous lies forged by their corporate greed my entire life.
That
And it
line
is a
was
meal I
probably
will no
written by
longer
a 20-something college student.
Atlas is here for two things: power and revenge.
Disingenuous
And the order they do
lies
it is
forged by their corporate greed. Who talks like
We
that?
share a common enemy, you and I. The reward for your death is second only to mine. That alone should be reason for you to join my cause. But if it is not, and your greed precedes you, then you will gain access to all of their weapons.
It's not greed, it's
Their invasion
resourcefulness.
stockpile will be yours. Athena out.
Disingenuous
We must
lies.
speak immediately, but I'm afraid for my own security, and therefore you must jump through a hoop or two. Talk to the mechanic. He knows where to find me. And a word of caution, don't touch him if you ever want to eat with your hands again.
You can always count on Marcus Guns.
Shitty meatballs, didn't think I'd ever see your dumb ass again. Surely open the vault. Hey, that steel chick check her clothes off yet? If not, I'm gonna need details though. Hey, act all casual like when I say this. I'm a speaking code, so I hope you have the mental capacity to follow. Your lady friend told me to send you to Moxie's place when you stop by. If you know what I'm saying. Hey, you ain't getting nowhere without wheels, boy, and maybe girl. I've been cooking up something new, but I ain't finished the booster system yet. Need a bit of secret sauce if you're willing to lend a hand.
Disingenuous lies is redundant because lies are.
Traveler! There are new missions available on the T-Bone Junction bounty board.
Lies are inherently disingenuous. Therefore, you don't need to say disingenuous lies.
Eliminate the competition.
Yeah, if I want to get stuff I can actually use at this point, it would be better to scrounge this place on Playthru-1. But I'm not going to do that because I don't feel like going back to Playthru 1. I might change my mind. Right now, I will just scrounge stuff to sell. I call this making myself economically viable. I did the same thing on Playthru 1.
Give us your hungry, and we'll give them our leftovers. Give us your poor, and we'll give them a job that might pay. Give us your weary, and we'll make them sing us a song. We are Atlas.
Alright, hey, what I'm gonna need is an S372 supercharger, but not the 373. There's recoil in that thing and the kind of people burning live and shit. Also a big old tank of nitrous and one of them fancy exhaust booger things. You know what it does, man!
I was hoping to check the shops before they reset their inventory, but of course, just had to do the opening cinema. Which is fine. It's just that I thought that since Underdome didn't do its opening cinema, I don't know. Anyway, look at this.
Let me know if there's anything I
Hey,
can
you
do
see
for
my
you.
gun?
Would that be it right there? Hey. What's this? 2 ledges and a purple.
Keep at it, my friend.
Not going to buy any of those. The Thanatos is another relatively common legendary. In Freudian nomenclature, Thanatos is the opposite of Eros.
Just tell me if you need anything.
You ever heard the song Supercharger Heaven by White Zombie? It's on the album Astro Creep 2000, which came out in 1995. I think I first heard it in 1998. If I remember. Time for some platforming.
The Atlas Corporation will return to break the bothersome shackles of freedom and choice that have plagued your weary minds.
Reverse psychology doesn't work on me. Bothersome shackles of freedom and choice. That's too obvious to be considered ironic. Reverse psychology. Pretty sure it falls within the purview of that.
Think again, do you?
Yeah. I thought I got that already. And got that.
Relax are the best armed mercs out there. You need something better.
You know what? While I'm here, since I know how to do it, I might as well score some extra X-ray Papa. Before I call it for this session. By session, I mean episode. Off to a good start. I had forgotten how challenging Playthru-2 is right from the beginning. But still off to a good start.
Yeah, that's probably the thing that does the other thing and shit.
Do not take up arms to fight the oppressors. You must leave the fighting to us when our schedule will permit your defense. If you are stabbed, control the bleeding as best you can. If you find yourself bitten, walk it off. We will protect
I love this
you.
blowing wind. Details like that, and I've talked about this before, but I can't reiterate enough. Details like that really add a savory flavor to the immersion factor. I hope I'm phrasing that in a colorful enough way. And of course, the same is true for Stalker. And Stalker...
Smoking Jesus titty cinnamon, that is a monster! That's gonna be sweet!
In Stalker, you'll even see leaves blowing in the wind. How many FPS games or games in general can you think of that have that? Leaves blowing in the wind. There it is. Now, when I step over this threshold, those bucket sluts, as Scooter calls them, will be launched into here in a pod thingamadoozer. And those bucket sluts, their squad leader especially, I forget her
I
name.
always tell you, social type. Bring them on back and we'll get you rolling.
She will tear you up. At this point, I don't stand a chance. If I run far enough away fast enough, they'll lose interest.
Hey, one of them crimson bucket sluts got a number on my hand trying to get information on your secret lady friend. Now, I didn't tell him nothing, but I can't install anything right now. Give me a hand getting this stuff in.
See? Bucket sluts.
She a monster! Just gotta hack the specs into the Digistruct module so my...
Hello, Marcos here. I got an opportunity for you. Come see me at my place in T-Bone Junction.
So why bucket sluts? Well, because Lancers in Borderlands 1 were nicknamed, also by Scooter, bucketheads.
Hey, with Moxie to join the Fathoms. Grab one of those monsters we just finished and get your ass moving.
I think it was Scooter who coined that term. Bucketheads because of the shape of their helmets. Oh!
Customer service above all else. All sales are final.
I'm out of there.
Hyperion asks, what good is a gun that doesn't shoot where you point? Get a gun that's as accurate as you are. Don't settle for anything less than the best. Get your hands here.
.42 is a ways off. Or a way off. Look at that. Getting closer to being able to use it. I did keep these. I'd consider these to be evenly matched.
My gun shoot more lightning than
4 minutes. I don't feel like hanging around. I don't feel like killing time at this juncture. I think I will call it for this episode. In the words of Bruce Campbell, catch you on the flip-flop.